G'day, this is Central Coast Newspaper's weekly news 5 at 5 for the third week of December 2022. In the bulletin this week, dog walkers get a council reprieve, a mass save at Wamberal Beach, Gosford Council Chambers sale proceeds, the Mariners are looking for a lift, growing gardens with Cheralyn, and Christmas carols fill the air. Now, Central Coast Council will revise and simplify its Dogs in Open Spaces action plan following a community backlash over some of its recommendations. We spoke with CEO for Central Coast Council, David Farmer. The space required or the changes that you've slated for the open off-leash dog places, what have you to say about or to those people that are just about to be affected by those changes?
Well, they're not about to be affected. We're making really clear there's no changes over the summer. The summer will stay, the status quo will remain. This report was essentially a status report because it was of such interest to the community that we thought we'd check back in and make clear where we're at. So we're going to narrow that down. We're going to put out another more concise discussion paper focusing on these core issues. I think the one piece I did want to focus on at the moment, there are 62 off-leash areas available across the coast.
Now, a mass save of 20 people caught in a rip occurred on Wednesday evening at Wamberal Beach.
On a social media post, the club wrote that on Wednesday night at approximately 8:30 p.m, a mass rescue was performed at Wamberal after 20 kids and adults, including parents, came into trouble in the surf. It was a Year 6 end-of-year celebration, nearly ending in tragedy, when the group was caught in a strong rip and unable to make it back to shore. Fortunately, a bronze medallion class was held at the surf club, and once alerted, the squad members and instructors grabbed rescue boards and headed out into the surf. The good news is that everyone was eventually brought to safety.
Now, Council will forge ahead with the proposed sale of the former Gosford Chambers site and surrounding lots to the state government for the erection of a vertical TAFE, despite some community protestations. We spoke with David Farmer again.
So we entered into an MOU about 12 months ago, which is now expiring, which said we'll work together to progress a sale. We're now at a point where we're very, very close to being able to sign a contract for sale, but it's not quite there. So the administrator has approved that we progress the sale and authorised me to enter into a contract, which I hope to do early next year.
Now, Central Coast Mariners head coach Nick Montgomery has named his extended 20-man squad for this Saturday evening's match against Sydney FC at the stadium. After a tough 2-1 loss against Newcastle Jets last weekend, the Mariners will be keen to bounce back quickly with a busy schedule for the rest of the year. Now let's go over to Cheralyn to see what's happening in the garden.
I'm Cheralyn Darcy and this is Down in the Garden. School holidays are here and it's a great time to get the kids into gardening. By simply involving them with your regular gardening activities, you'll find that's enough to plant the seed and get them growing. The secret to inspiring them is to giving them a section of your garden, a collection of pots or their very own raised bed. Check out this week's Down in the Garden page in the Coast News for a whole bunch of gardening ideas to involve the kids this summer.
Now, this week's 43 local stories written by local journalists can be found in this weekend's newspaper, the Coast Community News, out now, and on our local news website, coastcommunitynews.com.au. Find us on your mobile phone's Google News and Apple News apps, where fresh local stories are published every day. And of course, you can subscribe to our good old-fashioned weekly email newsletter via our website and or follow our socials on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram for brief highlights throughout the week. Radioheads can listen in to Radio 50 Plus 93.3 FM throughout the weekend and an update every day. Now, we leave you this week with the sound of music. Carols events are being held across the coast in the lead up to Christmas, and we dropped by Pretty Beach Public School where the mums performed a few classics under the instruction of singer-songwriter Melinda Schneider.
All is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mount.
I'm David Abrahams. Have a great weekend and thanks for tuning in.